Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What I want to quickly do here is just walk you through our final DBQ practice before the AP test next week. The main thing that I want to show you is there's an extra step that we want you to do for this DBQ that you have not done for the first three. Now, the DBQ materials are located within resources just like they have to this point. So you're going to go Resources, DBQ Writing Resources, and here's the material that you need. This one's going to be on the scientific revolution. You're going to go through in the beginning the exact same. You're going to give yourself 45 minutes, any resources that you want out, study guides, textbooks, etc. At the 45-minute mark, you're going to stop yourself. Then you're going to edit, or you're going to grade it yourself. You're going to have a partner. You can have the same one if you want. Also peer edit that. And then you're going to upload that by Monday at 7:25 to Schoology for Mr. Paler and myself. Now, here's the part that's different. The second thing that we want you to do, if we come back to my daily schedule, is you're going to go to this AP demo site. The AP College Board has basically put together this practice so you can really kind of rehearse the uploading, the pasting, the attaching of your document, of your DBQ on the day of the test. So I'm going to walk you through this to kind of show you what this looks like. Now, for these purposes, you're just going to put the word practice in here. Now, I will tell you this off the bat. Remember, a half hour before they want you to come and do this. So our test starts at 3 o'clock. So at 2:30, you're coming to your e-ticket, or you're going to log into your College Board account, and you'll be able to click it through that. You're going to begin this process at 2:30. Now, they aren't going to show us all the different windows that you're going to have to go through the day of, because they want to keep as much of this a secret to prevent any potential fraud or cheating as possible. So it's going to seem really short today, but understand that it's actually going to be quite longer and definitely much more in-depth the actual day of the test. So at 2:30, you're going to begin this process. And you're going to go to that email, and there's going to be that ticket for you, and you're going to click that button as I showed you in the last video that I made for you. Now, in this demo, there's going to be two questions. Remember, our AP test only has one. So when we get to the end for just a second, it's going to now say, you finished the first question. Click continue to move on to the second. That doesn't apply to us. This is a demo for all AP tests. And our test just has one question. So on the day of that, obviously, will be different as well. Now, let's get started. So in this instance, you are going to fill in your information. And again, it's just for purposes of practice in this case, right? So I'm going to fill this in, make sure it's all correct. I'm testing at home. Again, the idea is that this is going to be much more intensive than this one screen. You're going to click that you agree to the terms and conditions. Nobody's ever actually read a terms and conditions sheet. If you have, congratulations, you're a nerd. Then you're going to hit continue. Now, what you can see down in the corner here is time until your exam starts. It's imperative that you get through all of those screens and windows before 3 o'clock, because if you don't, you're going to actually lose some of your 45 minutes of writing time and 5 minutes of uploading time. As we are waiting for our test to begin, and we can see the countdown here, it's just going to give you some other things that you can go through. A lot of you said you're either going to copy and paste or you're going to attach a text file from like a Microsoft Word document. And you can see what those guidelines are. I don't think any of you said you were going to handwrite it and attach photos. But again, you can look over these as your timer counts down. Now I'm going to sprint ahead here in this video so you don't have to sit here and stare at this screen for a little over 2 minutes. So the next time you hear back from me, we will be at the 10-second mark. So just like that, there's only 10 seconds left. So we're going to see that countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to go to work here. So start working on exam question 1 now. Continue. Now your DBQ at that point is going to load here. They just have some more directions and reminders for you right now. It's going to be different the day of. Biggest thing is you can see your submission and time left to actually work, right? Now, some things to keep in mind before I speed ahead here in the video. As it says, a couple reminders. Number 1, be sure your Apple ID, or your Apple AP ID, and your initials are at the top of your response. Hopefully you already have that document made ahead of time so you don't have to waste time doing that. Now for these purposes, you can ignore this where it says write a paragraph or two about anything you like. You are going to be copying and pasting your DBQ number 4 into the window to replicate what you're going to be doing the day of. Now, if you want to try and copy and paste it in, if you want to try and attach a response from like a Microsoft Word, you can do this as many times as you want. The key is for you to kind of get those jitters out and have an idea of the way that this is going to work. The other thing that it says is to remind you of, on exam day, if you're taking an exam with one question, which you are, you'll have 50 minutes to craft a response and submit it. So when this loads for you, it's going to say 50 minutes and it's going to count down. At the 5-minute mark, you're going to get a window that pops up that says begin to submit your response. Now you're going to hit continue and you can go back and keep working into that 5 minutes if you want. The key is though, is you have to get that attached or copied and pasted and hit that submit button well inside the 50-minute mark. Don't hit submit with 5 seconds left. That's just cutting it too close. Remember, running out of time is not a justification for redoing the test or taking the makeup test in June. Second thing here that they have for you is that on exam day, the personal information page will be longer. So those intro questions at the beginning will be longer. So they're reminding you to log in 30 minutes before it starts. World language, that does not apply to us. But what we will see is, and I'm going to fast forward here to about the 5-minute mark, you will see a window pop up that says begin to copy and paste. Remember, once again, you can use some of that, just don't use too much of that. Now, one of the things that we have suggested is that you have dual windows going. So something that looks kind of like this, just so you constantly have your eye on this clock down here and you don't lose track of time. So you're feverishly working away, you're typing your DBQ. The clock is always visible to you. If you wanted to set an alarm, if you want to, whatever it is, you always see this clock the whole time. Now at the 5-minute mark, what we are going to see here is I'm going to get a window that is going to pop up. So it says, once time expires, you will not be able to go back to this question. Submit your response now. You can see the clock is continuing to run, 4:50, 4:49. I can continue to come over to my document and continue to work in it during this time period. However, I still need to give time to either copy and paste or upload. So once I'm ready, I'm going to, if it's the whole document, I'm going to come up here. I can either click and drag, and this part I'm not going to insult your intelligence. I'm on an Apple, I just hit Command A, and then I'm going to come up to edit and copy it. Then I'm going to come into my window and I'm going to be pasting. Now this is where you can experiment. If you want to experiment with attaching a Word document versus pasting a document, it's completely up to you. You can do this practice demo as many times as you want. So I'm going to paste my response. So gives you some tips here again that you can look. One of the things that it says is when you're done, hit submit. Now the key is that again, the submit is a nuclear option. Once you hit submit, you cannot go back. So I put my cursor in here. This instance, I come up to edit and paste, or based on your device, maybe you have a shortcut set up for that. But I'm going to paste that in, and here is my document. I'm going to verify everything is correct. Once I make sure everything is correct, if I'm unhappy with it, I can clear the field. And again, API ID and your initials are at the top of the page. I can come up, edit it again, make my changes. Once I am happy with it, I hit submit. Now the key is, and on this demo, it's going to say, are you ready for question 2? It's not really going to do that on test day. But once you hit submit, it's going to take time to upload in the background. So don't hit submit and then close the browser. Leave the browser open until you receive a message within this window that your exam has been submitted. Based on bandwidth, remember, people are taking this test all over the world. Don't freak out, don't rush. Just sit and wait, okay? But once you hit submit, again, we're not waiting the last 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds to do this. Once you are happy, you are going to hit submit. It then will say you will not be able to return to the question once you complete this step. And I'm going to hit submit. Now, as it says, question 1 is complete. Now, for you, understand again, the idea is this says question 2, so that does not apply to us in this instance. So it's saying time until question 2, just ignore that. When you are done, we're going to just wait for that to load. Now, as it says, and I've just worked my way through that second question so I could get to this screen for you. As it says, you can complete this demo as many times as you want. Good luck on the exam. If you have any questions, please be sure to reach out to us ASAP. Thanks.